Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the Grand Trivia stage our great leader, our Grand Aquarium Emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Trivia Master Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
One can't be told what Grand Trivia is. They have to see it for themselves. And this is Grand Trivia, the only trivia show in any dimension where the points do matter and losing will cost you everything. I'm Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire, and with me, as always, is intern Coppertop. Hello,
Hi there.
intern.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christy. I'm intern
Coppertop.
Hi, I'm intern Christy. Everyone, welcome to the Matrix. Welcome.
Whoa.
Welcome. I mean,
I know Kung Fu.
really, should you be the ones welcoming us? Because we're coming into your home, you know?
That's right. We're jacking into your brain today
Jacking
on
directly
Grand
into
Trivia.
your brain.
But don't worry, there's more to this than just the Matrix, just like there is
Hi, I'm intern
more
Christy.
to the Wachowskis' careers
Hi, I'm intern
than
Christy.
just the Matrix.
Do I sound okay to everyone?
What sound, in what way do you sound bad to
I
yourself?
feel like we sound really echoey. There's just not enough suffering in this Matrix. I can almost
Yes, let me know. I think you're right, but I don't know why we would sound echoey. It's a bit of a mystery.
We'll never
Speed
forget.
Racer Forever says things from the void. Whoa, oh.
Ha! Joey Pants. What a guy.
Joey Pants, of course, who plays Cypher in The Matrix. Who just wants ignorance. That's all
He just wants ignorance.
Because ignorance
he
is
thinks
bliss.
it's bliss, but that's not true. Suffering is bliss. It's our bliss, but yeah, so...
And if you want to suffer, you can go to Kahoot.it or use the Kahoot app and enter the room code 901-85541. That's a great point. Also, one of the Phantom Menace announcers is on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Just while we're pointing out Star Wars announcers.
Wow. I love it.
Good, of course you do. I said it.
So Fluval.
What?
So Fluval.
Yes?
You have to tell me about the type of matrices you would create. We have the architect,
Nope.
right? He created that weird, like, 90s corporate
Sure,
thing.
yeah.
We have the analyst. Oh, my God.
Yes.
We have our
As played by Neil Patrick Harris, Doogie Howser
Neon.
himself.
neon, bright color, Technicolor 2020s kind of suffering.
Yeah.
What is your matrix going to look like?
It would be indescribable. It would be beyond your comprehension. Which would actually be an extra form of suffering.
I'm so glad that you're able to suffer tonight.
Yes, thank
at
you for
our
joining us,
hands,
King Klon. And thank you for joining our game of trivia where you are a brain with an ice cream cone on it.
Very adorable.
Yeah,
Fluval,
it's
I
what?
suppose a better question about your
Animatrix 2 is also here. I heard
Welcome.
Animatrix 2 makes Animatrix 3 look like Animatrix 1.
What color? What color filter
Red.
would be over yours?
Red.
Oh, okay.
It'd be red code.
Because we had green,
And unlike
right,
in the Matrix,
90s.
it wouldn't translate as a sushi menu.
We had
It would translate as
Everything was
human
like-
suffering.
was just really vibrant. Like they upped the saturation.
Everything looked like a Samsung commercial in the best way.
Yes.
Oh, a skull with glasses. I think they're trying to match you, intern Coppertop.
You like my super cool Matrix glasses? Yes. Yes, they're also my goggles for tank maintenance. Yes.
Yes. Key for the tank maintenance.
Are just perfect.
V
Just
for
perfect
Fluval, says Frankenstein's mummy.
Fluval.
Cypher Walk Run also joining. Hello, Cypher Walk Run. Hello.
That's a good
Watato's
one.
Cholaskis.
My sister's Watato's Cholask.
All my homies hate Cypher, says things from the void.
Potatoes,
Everybody
boil them,
hates
mash them,
Cypher.
stick them in a stew.
Don't be a Cypher.
Don't
It's
be
that
Cypher.
easy.
It's that easy.
Don't be a Cypher.
Don't be a character,
it wasn't
people.
That easy for Buck Angel and all the other motherfuckers.
I was also going to say, just don't be a character people think could convincingly be inspired by Buck Angel. Hello, Waluigi Sisters
he acts like an
2.
asshole.
I know Kung Fu.
Welcome, Waluigi Sisters.
And Redactron knows Kung Fu, as seen by that sound alert.
You know Kung Fu. What would you
Yes.
download into your brain? That's
And Cloud
the real
Atlas
question.
Bart is also here.
Ah.
Interesting movies that we're seeing references to in this game of trivia. We'll see if it is borne out by all the questions that are coming down the
Ooh, like an identity.
way.
Like
What?
the Born Identity. This is a Matt Damon trivia, right?
No.
He was in The Matrix.
No. Who do you think Matt Damon plays in The Matrix?
He's the Neo.
No, that's Keanu Reeves.
I'm pretty sure that's Brad Pitt.
No, it's not Bill Murray. It's Keanu Reeves.
I'm pretty sure it's Brad Pitt.
It's Keanu. Just like if you ask the question, who's playing our game of trivia? It's Keanu. So
Yeah.
let's go. Our game of trivia is underway now.
Oh.
Here's your first question. What? Oh, he plays the green code screen. He's
I
a
was
real.
just imagining him done up like Benedict Cumberbatch for the dragon,
Oh yes.
but as like the green numbers.
But the Wachowskis grew up in which city? Okay, you got it. It's Chicago. They both went to a Chicago area high school and then moved out of state for college, and both returned to Chicago after dropping out of said colleges to run a house painting and construction business. I knew it. I knew he played the
Fluval
green
knows
code
all.
screen. I just wasn't sure if that was the case in your multiversal dimension.
Yes, Fluval knows all, but just not necessarily like in the instantaneous manner.
And it was also a
that
test
you
to see if you knew it, and congratulations, Things from the Void, you passed. Just like Animatrix 2, who's in first, Cypher Walk Run in second, V for Fluval. V for Fluval? Is that Offbeat Valerie?
V for Fluval.
Val. Cloud Atlas Bart in fourth, and King Klon rounding out our leaderboard in fifth. And you can still join this game of trivia even though we're underway and even though we're starting. What if you told me...
You are the Animatrix too?
Do you think that's air you're breathing now? And do you think that's 2 you're answering now? Which film was the Wachowskis' directorial debut? Assassins, Bound, Equilibrium, or The Matrix? Seen here is a movie theater where these movies screened.
So, Equilibrium or Equilibrium?
It's Equilibrium. I just decided to put a little bit of mustard on it.
Oh, I like
The correct
mustard.
answer is 1996's Bound. The Matrix was their second movie. Lana and Lily Wachowski wrote 1995's Assassins, but they didn't direct it.
Are they crime lesbians? Is this what Bound is?
Yes.
What?
Yes, Jennifer Tilly is one of the crime lesbians, too.
I do not know anything about the movie Bound. Fluval, tell me the story of the movie Bound.
Like the whole plot of the movie Bound?
Yes.
Or what do you mean by the story of Bound?
I need to know who these crime lesbians are and what crimes they are criming.
Well, the place we need to go to look for that is... Bound is a 1996 American neo-noir crime thriller written and directed by the Wachowskis in their feature film directorial debut. Violet, Jennifer Tilly, who longs to escape her relationship with her mafioso boyfriend Caesar, Joey Pants, enters into a clandestine affair with alluring ex-con Corky, Gina Gershon, and the two women hatch a scheme to steal $2 million of mafia money. It was the first movie directed by the Wachowskis, and they took inspiration from Billy Wilder to tell a noir story filled with sex and violence. Financed by Dino De Laurentiis, who also financed David Lynch's Dune. The film was made on a tight budget with the help of frugal crew members, including cinematographer Bill Pope, who also shot one of the Spider-Man movies. The directors originally struggled to cast lesbian characters of Violet and Corky before securing Tilly and Gershon. To choreograph the sex scenes, the directors employed sex educator Susie Bright, who also made a cameo appearance in the film. Bound received positive reviews from film critics who praised the humor and style of directors, as well as the realistic depiction of a lesbian relationship in the mainstream film. Detractors of the film found its plot superficial and criticized the violence as excessive. I'll never say that. The film won several festival awards. So that's enough of the plot for you, right?
Oh yeah, no, I understand now. We got mafia, we got lesbians. It's perfect. It's like 365, except instead of kidnapping, it's just lesbians.
Oh, and and by the way, Assassins was so different from the script they turned in that they had their names taken off. And the Wachowskis had nothing to do with Equilibrium. It just was heavily based on The Matrix, let's say. Watch it for the plot. The plot is talking about gay hands. Okay. Spider's Man, but in the form of the King's Man, performing morally questionable acts for the concepts of spiders.
Yes!
Yes, that's my Spider's Man.
So there have 100% been Batman comics written in which Batman is taking out acts of justice on behalf of the ethereal concept of bat justice.
There's a Spider-Man.
It appears through him.
There's a Spider-Man character named Spider's Man, who's a bunch of spiders in the shape of a man in a Spider-Man suit.
Oh, remember how the Spider-Man musical,
Turn Off the Dark
is about a person, Ariadne, who's also the concept of spiders, who just really wants to fuck Spider-Man?
Yeah, sure does.
A teenager?
Now let's go to our leaderboard, where Cypher Walk Run may want ignorance, but they know their stuff because they're in first place. Cloud Atlas Bart in second. King Claude in third. Animatrix 2 down to fourth. And V for Fluval in fifth. And Man-Bat. Yes, there is Man-Bat, the bat who is a man. He knew that criminals would be scared of man.
I am the woman cat.
Yes.
I am a cat who is also a human woman.
There is Catman, too, as a separate character.
Yeah, but woman cat sounds better.
It does, that's true.
It sounds more like your Katara.
Yeah.
She-Ra.
Anyway, Things with the Void points out, everyone always talking about how the Mothman sightings are just big owls, but they couldn't be any more wrong. Mothman is 3 big owls in a trench coat.
Fluval, can I make a request?
What?
On this Matrix Day.
Sure.
Can we go to the Mind Palace to look up the pictures of those eagle owls in the dark that look like a whole fucking human? You just all need to see this owl.
They've
and just
definitely
think for
seen
a
it
second.
on this show before.
Everyone who is interested in any way cryptids or nature or is a human.
You mean the harpy owl, right?
Yes! They're so scary! Oh my god! I mean, technically, their general location is not necessarily where Mothman sightings are, but owls rule the world. Look at it! Look at that human owl! Fuck, it's so scary! It's leering and smiling! It's like, hello, I embodiment of a terrifying clown.
All I did
I'm the scary version of the movie Smile.
All I did was search Harpy Owl, and if you think I got porn results, you're right.
Damn, we really need to get advertisers off of the Mind Palace.
No, it wasn't.
Oh my god. I wasn't expecting the picture to have changed. It's too human. Butthole cut. Yeah, you have. How big is this guy? He's probably
Like that big.
Jesus, he's this big, which means that his wings are like twice as. They look too human. Like, that shit's so deep in the uncanny valley. I cannot. String restraints. Too big.
Too big.
Too large.
But you know what's not too large?
This is a D&D character. This
The
is
lead.
Not,
Cypher Walk Run has less than a 20-point lead over Cloud Atlas Bart, so it's still very much anyone's game as we move on to question number 3. Remember the 5th of November, but do you remember who wrote the original V for Vendetta graphic novel? Alan Moore, Clive Barker, Frank Miller, or Grant Morrison. Of course, the Wachowskis wrote the film version of V for Vendetta,
I believe
which we watched last year on the 5th of November.
And boy, was I not expecting to be watching the Nice Guy Manifesto. Jesus,
You're
I've
right,
never
Jess.
seen anything cringier.
Jess,
and I've
you
been
caught
watching
us.
e-girls on TikTok all day.
Jess caught us. No should have been an answer. The correct answer, however, is Alan Moore. It was illustrated by David Lloyd and began as a black and white serial in a comics magazine before it became a full-color limited series and was inspired by Margaret Thatcher. That's true. It is currently the 5th of November in many places.
It's true.
But not for us. We're outside of time and space.
We are.
Much like our leaderboard is, where intern Mike is moving everyone around, but not too much that time because our leaderboard remained pretty stagnant, so just sip away on your giant cup full of Mountain Dew.
Oh. I was thinking actually of replacing intern Mike with a harpy eagle.
I mean, intern Mike could be a harpy eagle.
But then how would he hold his big gulp
In his
full of
talons.
margarita mix? And his talons?
And his talons. Yep, you got us.
But then, so he has one talon holding the margarita mix, the other talon moving. I guess it's a really big bird. It's probably a lot stronger
Here's the
than
thing.
intern Mike's human
Intern
form.
Mike is a biblically accurate harpy eagle. So who knows how many talons are in there.
Fluval, do you know what you just unlocked?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm so excited to call everything biblically accurate.
I am as well, especially with our biblically accurate trivia question. Question number 4. In The Matrix, what is the traitorous Cypher's presidential last name? Bush, Nixon, Reagan, or Washington? All the interns are secretly bird people. Bird people.
So check out Cypher. Check
Whoa.
out frickin' Lana looking into the future
Yes, because...
to see the face of the asshole who would fucking out her.
Yes, and it
to
was
the
Buck
press.
Angel, who looks a lot
Mr.
like
Buck
Cypher.
Angel.
But the correct answer in this case was Reagan, and we learn it during Cypher's steak dinner with Agent Smith, which is actually where this scene is from, because he wants to get back in the Matrix if it means he can have a nice steak.
I like how he really just has to trust that that's what's gonna happen. Why? Why would the machines do that for him?
Right?
Why?
It feels like they would just not do
They
what
would not.
said.
They would just also sacrifice him. This is the problem with Nazis and working with them.
I would love to see your intern Mike costume next year, Single Walk Run.
Well, here's the question we haven't answered.
What?
Is the 7-Eleven Big Gulp cup from a multidimensional 7-Eleven or not. Or the one that's in your dimension, the one we're broadcasting to right now.
That's a great question, as is who's in the lead in our game. And it's still Cypher Walk Run, but King Klon is tantalizingly close. Less than 100 points behind Cypher Walk Run, with Animatrix 2 in third. Cloud Atlas Barton fourth. V for Fluval in fifth
I liked your Fluval.
place. Fluval.
You're ready to play Cake in the
band
in
Cake?
Weird. No, the lead guy who doesn't really sing, but he like kind of sings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like in the movie Weird on Roku
In Weird,
for free.
the Al Yankovic story on the Roku
Big
channel.
recommend. A lot of really fun cosplays
He goes
of
the
famous
distance,
people.
Copper Top.
He goes the distance. Fluval does across all the dimensions.
Oh no, the Argyle had not noticed the Buck Angel resemblance with Cypher before, and now cannot
Right?
unsee it.
Right?
King Klon was watching
He
Weird to tune into
fucking
this. Thank
straight
you.
up outed Lana to the press.
It's
like,
true, to Rolling
He
Stone.
did a really fucked up thing. Similar, like, fucked up things have happened to him, invalidating his identity in that way. So it was, like, wild to see.
Oh, Redactron was also watching Weird and stopped to watch this.
Ah!
And I agree, there's some great cameos in Weird, Lena.
Right? But,
Yeah.
but
there's-
what's great is that, or not great, but that happened after.
Yeah.
The Matrix was written and done.
And
so
out.
like Lana had not only predicted that like people within your community are going to sell you out to fascists. That's
Yes.
the nature of being in a fascist state, is that is one of the many enemies that one can encounter.
Roku's just
But he
free.
looks exactly like Buck
Yeah.
Angel.
Yeah, the Wachowskis are psychic. They can see the future. And hopefully you can see. Oh, I was absolutely in the pool during that scene, bootlegged Bart. But that's the fun part. I was playing Flipper. I was in there, but I was playing the role of Flipper.
Good
Much
job,
like
Flipper.
all the other celebs in that scene. Speaking of movies,
Totally free.
let's go to question number 5, which is also about movies.
Right?
Which song plays over the credits of both the original Matrix and the Matrix Resurrections? Is it 15 Minutes of Fame, Calm Like a Bomb, Navras, or Wake Up?
Crap. I thought I knew, but I don't.
Do-do-do-do. You don't know. Have we met? This is what I said when yeah, it's Wake Up.
Okay, I feel like I know the tune, but I do not know the name of it. I was
But
like,
this is what I
in
said
the
when I
pocket
heard
for
that
me.
song. I was just like, have we met? Oh, thank you, SUFW, which is, of course, also Things from the Void's show, which airs
Oh.
Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/sensitive artist types.
Who will be DJing a party
Yes.
pretty soon. I
Yes.
don't know if they knew
They
about
don't know that, but Intern Forrest's birthday is coming up, and so Intern Forrest is going to put the Saturday SUFW on as the soundtrack for the party. Yeah, it was a lot like watching something on Tubi and Pluto, but apparently ad blockers do help.
Oh. Huh.
We didn't use them either, so we just learned about how
Yeah.
Roku makes lights now.
Yeah.
Roku makes lights and security cameras now.
Interesting. Maybe something with mobile.
We were on a computer.
Yeah.
Chromecasted into that television.
Yeah. Via Fluval's brain.
And the correct answer, of course, is Wake Up. The original by Rage Against the Machine plays over the credits of the original Matrix, while a cover by Brass Against plays in the Matrix Resurrections. 15 Minutes of Fame by Clawfinger was on the soundtrack for Enter the Matrix. Calm Like a Bomb by Rage Against the Machine plays over the credits for the Matrix Reloaded. And Navras by Juno Reactor plays over the credits of the Matrix Revolutions. That party tomorrow starts at 7 p.m. Pacific, so right when your show starts. And
We're
the
gonna
party,
put up a laptop so people can type it.
the party
They're
also
not
starts
gonna
now
tonight.
on the leaderboard, where Cypher Walk Run holding on to first, King Klon in second, Animatrix 2 in third, Cloud Atlas Bart in fourth, V for Fluval in fifth. Isn't Brass Against the band where the person peed into their fan's mouth on stage?
Incredible.
I mean, like,
Incredible.
pretty
It was consensual.
sure.
It was a consensual peeing.
Yeah. They wanted
yeah.
it. It wasn't.
It
Oh yeah,
was-
no, that's
yeah.
it. That's correct. Yeah, no, the man. This YouTube video of it says Brass Against singer Sophia Urista peed on a very happy man on stage during their performance.
Yes, who had
Requested
that
it.
option clearly communicated to him
yeah.
and who clearly consented.
Yeah, I just
I
like.
was so confused when I
yeah.
heard that. I'm
At
like,
first, I thought it was like a rage pee.
I'm like, wait, why was he on this? What's happening?
Anywho, after that
Incredible
that nice anecdote, it's time to go to our halftime show,
shit. Oh,
which is also about The Matrix.
Greetings, theater attendees. Right now, as you sit in your comfortable seats, viewing your filmed entertainment,
Like this show.
perhaps enjoying something from the concession stand.
I hope not.
Consider this.
only suffering.
The active human body can generate up to 12,000 BTUs of body heat. Pure, precious, life-giving energy.
Delicious.
It is unfortunate your collective puny little minds couldn't figure out a way to harness this energy, put it to good use somehow. But that's
Suffering.
beside the point. The point is to keep generating all that energy.
It does
Your
feel like
body
he'd
needs
say
to be
you wouldn't
replenished.
download a car.
So, drink your Powerade. We have quotas to meet.
Oh wow, what a strange commercial.
Right? You wouldn't download a battery because you are a battery.
You
wouldn't steal a Matrix.
Don't tell me what I would or wouldn't do.
Look what you made me do.
Do you know how many floppy disks I have stacked with whole matrices, whole civilization?
Don't copy that floppy.
Just dusty on the shelf.
Don't copy that floppy.
No.
Do you know don't copy that floppy?
Well, when you make a copy of the floppy, it's like a copy of a copy, so the civilizations just like get like more and more strange.
No, but do you know the song?
I assume you're. No, I have not heard of that.
Oh, it's a song made by anti-piracy organizations. You know what? They're probably very active on checking for their copyright. So perhaps I won't play that right now. But I will go on to question number 6. And this one's a thinker. In The Matrix Revolutions, Deus Ex Machina, the machine's central interface, has a humanoid face modeled on Andy Warhol, Isaac Asimov, Stanley Kubrick, or the Wachowskis' infant nephew. The central interface of the machines was based on which of these faces?
The
Machines! 3 of you got it right. It was the Wachowskis' infant nephew. The child was filmed performing a number of facial expressions, and then the sentinel swarms were animated to recreate them for the character.
I was gonna say I don't remember eyebrows being a big thing for the face, and all of the other options. They're packing brow hair. They're
Is Andy Warhol packing brow hair?
I feel like he's packing
he has brow hair. You're right.
Like he has like that kind of like old man brow thing.
That's a
going
fair
on.
guess, things from the void, but it's incorrect. Luxuriate in your suffering as we go to
Luxuriate.
the
I
scoreboard.
will.
Wow, it's Cypher Walk Run still in first, King Klon in second, Animatrix 2 in third, Cloud Atlas Bart in fourth, V for Fluval in fifth.
No, LJ.
Tough round. 3 players lost their
What a
answer streak
pause.
of 5 in a row.
So much suffering to William Shatner.
My reaction
Who
to
deserves it?
My reaction to what you typed, the Argyle, is the same to William Shatner's to going in space. It's, oh Jesus,
Oh, Jesus.
oh Jesus.
You know, we don't know what he saw up there, really, but I
No,
do
actually,
think it was Event Horizon.
He has clarified that what he saw was death. I'm not joking. That is the quote.
Oh my god! It's just like, you know, we thought that power revealed, but really going into space revealed. William Shatner terrified of death. Fucking Musk? Who invited him?
Yeah, he said,
Elon Musk? Nothing.
he said, when I got up to space, I wanted to get to the windows to see what it was out there. I looked out at the... Sorry, I should be doing this in his voice. When I got up to space, I wanted to get the window to see what it was what that was out there. I looked at the blackness of space. There were no dazzling lights. It was just palpable blackness. I believe that I saw death.
How did he only see blackness?
And then I looked back at the Earth.
I think that it was just from the light of the Earth reflected in must have overpowered the light coming in from the stars. Like, he wasn't looking at actual blackness. You wouldn't see actual blackness. Like, you'd see a bunch of fucking stars.
I mean, we're in space way more than William Shatner, so he doesn't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He wept anyway. He just wept when he got back.
it's dark up there.
It's dark.
I mean, sometimes it's dark if there's no light reflected on you. My God. But I always have the light of Fluval reflected on me.
Ah, it's me, Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire.
His 300-year-old eyes. Anyway.
Well, speaking of ancient beings, let's go to our next question. Here we go. It's a double points round. Prior to The Matrix, Lana Wachowski wrote a comic based on which horror classic? A Nightmare on Elm Street, Candyman, Hellraiser, or Killer Clowns from Outer Space? This is just a random Fantastic Four cover because there's not a ton of gifs about comic books here on Kahoot. And anyway, if you're still playing our game, of course, be aware that the quicker you answer, the more points you earn.
On this Kahoot!
On this Kahoot! Anyway, 6, you got it right. It's Hellraiser. The answer is Clive Barker's Hellraiser. Specifically, she wrote issues 8, 9, 12, 13, and a special called Hellraiser Spring Slaughter Raising Hell.
Which, of course, she fucking did.
She also wrote comics based on Clive Barker's Nightbreed and Book of the Damned.
They were they contemporaries in the sort of like London
But
queer
also,
club
here's a
scene?
Fluval's fact fractal for you. Lily Wachowski also worked on them, but they were all credited to Lana as a solo writer just because I think of how comics were at the time.
That makes sense.
No, the Wachowskis weren't London. They were Chicago.
But it makes sense that they would, if were they contemporaries, it would make sense that they would go to there.
Oh, yes,
for that
sure.
reason, especially with a connection to Clive Barker, who was back and forth from America.
That's a good point.
At that time as well. But
And
that's where a lot of the sort of like Pinhead, Hellraiser, like S&M, like can't tell the difference between nightmare and dream anymore. Nightmare and fantasy. Oh no, sorry, that's Clive Barker's children's book. I mean pain and pleasure. That's the Hellraiser one.
That is the Hellraiser one.
Not Clive Barker's children's book that explores beings that can no longer tell the difference between nightmare and fantasy.
If you can't tell the difference between nightmare and fantasy either, you might be on where? Our leaderboard. Where Cypher Walk Run is in first, Animatrix 2 in second, King Klon in third, Cloud Asbart in fourth, V for Fluval in fifth. That's right, he was in America when he painted that guy's nightmare creature that the guy had never described to him.
Yeah. Clive fucking... If Clive reveals on his deathbed that there is an actual lament and there is an actual like demonic puzzle box that he has kept for like years and years and years,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be surprised.
No, not at all. That would be, honestly.
I'd be like, yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be the most predictable thing for him to have. Yes, you should have your own children's book, Intern.
Ooh,
Intern Newbery Award. Intern Newbery Award should make their own children's book.
Intern Christy. I'm Intern Christy.
A pop-up book. Ooh, it would be like this. Okay, you ready? It'd be like this. Pop-up!
That's right. Maybe I'll read some selections of things that I have not looked at for a year.
That's true.
The care and keeping of your aquarium.
That's true. We were working on that. Much like
Keeping of your aquarium overlord.
Keanu Reeves worked on the movie The Matrix. But which of these actors turned down the role of Neo? And it's a multi-select. Here we go. Which of these actors turned down the role of Neo? Brad Pitt, Nicolas Cage,
Kung Fu.
Sandra Bullock, or Will Smith?
Who knows Kung Fu?
Bootlegged Bart knows Kung Fu, as we just learned through that sound alert.
Oh, by the way, Bootleg Bart and the previous winners,
Potatoes.
we
Boil
did
'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a
receive your
stew.
winnings back in our Return to Sender mail.
Yeah, the Dimensional
Those
Veil.
will be going out. The Dimensional Veil is just real picky about the size of these frilly ribbons that I insist on putting into these envelopes.
Yeah, they're very
The
specific
price
about
may change.
the weight of them specifically, too. Yes, intern Caldecott. That was the room of my mind palace that I was trying to access, CBC 9000. You are absolutely right.
What?
What do you mean, what?
I'm intern Christy.
No, I don't know. What do you mean?
What's Caldecott?
It's a medal for children's books. It's a different medal for children's books than the Newbery Award.
Okay, so thank you, CBC, because I was thinking that. But the Caldecott Tunnel is also like a thing.
Yes, it is what connects the Oakland to Walnut Creek.
So I was just like, what?
The Caldecott Tunnel is not directly connected.
Yeah, no, they stand on the top of that tunnel and they read children's books.
So the tunnel is named after the former mayor of Berkeley.
Oh.
The former mayor Caldecott, who is better known as Thomas E. Caldecott, who was mayor from 1930 to 1932. Meanwhile, the Caldecott children's books are not named after that mayor of Berkeley.
Okay. Good to know.
They're named after a 19th century English illustrator, Randolph J. Caldecott.
Oh, Randy J.
Randy Cal.
Randy Cals.
Randy, California.
Caldecott, Goldecott.
Goldecott. Of course. RJ Cal. Good point. Things from the void. We haven't seen them in the same room. Anyway, a lot of you got it right. The answer is all of them who turned down the role of Neo, that is. Brad Pitt backed out of The Matrix because he was exhausted after filming 7 years in Tibet. Nicolas Cage didn't want to be away from his family. Sandra Bullock liked the script but didn't think she was right for it. And Will Smith turned it down to go star in The Wild Wild West. In The Wild Wild West.
With a giant spider.
Yes, with a giant spider. And the future director of Thor, Kenneth Branagh, playing the villain Loveless.
Oh. Okay.
Willem Dafoe as Neo. Would be a very different movie.
Dafoe! What?
I would believe he knew Kung Fu too.
Right?
Much like I'd believe that our leaderboard probably is facing some chaos as Cloud Atlas Bart moves up to third, V for Fluval in fourth, King Klon in fifth, but Cypher Walk Run still holding on to first place, despite earlier saying I'm getting the feeling I'm gonna have to guess more and more in the back half of this quiz, and that is sure true. But you know where you won't have to guess?
Where?
You won't have to guess when you ask yourself, what will I be doing tomorrow all day for 25 hours? That's right, and they're aiming for $8 clips. Too scary, says Single Walk Run, and I don't really disagree with you. So why don't we then move on from that terror to the terror known as licensed video games as we go to question number 9. Here we go. Another multi-select. 2003's Enter the Matrix features footage written and directed by the Wachowskis. Which of these Matrix characters are playable in the game? Ghost, Niobe, Neo, or Seraph? And yes, they are playing paper clips again and aim to get to $8 clips.
Yes.
But which of these are playable characters in 2003's Enter the Matrix? Did you ever play Enter the Matrix intern console gaming?
I did not. I'm intern Christy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there was like filmed segments featuring the cast that slotted into the Matrix Reloaded, or in between the Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Resolution. No, it was in Reloaded. And if you played as Niobe versus Seraph, you got a whole different plot and intersected with the plot of the film in different ways. Like, Niobe is in the movie, and all of the scenes where you see her are led up into by scenes from the game.
Ooh.
I remember renting this game. This is Jazz Fadson. The Argyle still has a whole walkthrough guide. Frick says single walk run. And Things from the Void had it on PS2. We had a disc replay mod disc for it. But the correct answers are Ghost and Niobe. Neo wouldn't be a playable character until 2005's The Matrix Path of Neo. And Seraph has yet to be an official playable character in any game. However, before they settled on the second Matrix video game being Path of Neo, they wanted it to be a game all about everyone's favorite login screen, Seraph. So Seraph was almost the correct answer to a whole different question.
That's right.
But not to this one. So let's go to the leaderboard and see what happened. Animatrix 2 took the lead. V for Fluval in second. Cypher Walk Run in third. Cloud Atlas Bart in fourth. King Klon in fifth. When Vamps. The question on everyone's mind.
When Vamps.
But with 3 correct answers in a row, Animatrix 2 is back in the game. Which of course stands for Animatrix 2 makes Animatrix 3 look like Animatrix 1. And there's so many shorts in the Animatrix that could be true. But also the disc played them in a random order when you put it in. So who knows what is Animatrix 2 or what Animatrix 3 is and what Animatrix 1 is. It was different every single time. It's not different on HBO Max though. That's yet another way HBO Max is letting us down. Oh, Warner Brothers Discovery.
No.
Canceling Tuca and Birdie, and now this. Oh, it's on the index card. Okay, so Things from the Void does have the answer. Just like I have the answer to our final question of the game. Here we go. Another double points. Which philosopher's treatise, Simulacra and Simulation, influenced The Matrix? Was that George Berkeley, Jacques Lacan, Jean Baudrillard, or Jean-Paul Sartre? Be sure to get your answers in quickly.
It's on the index
This philosopher
card?
created some of the terms used in The Matrix, including the Desert of the Real. And it's Jean Baudrillard.
Yes!
Simulacra and Simulation is about the relationships between reality, symbols, and society. In particular, the significations and symbolism of culture and media involved in constructing an understanding of shared existence. Notably, Simulacra and Simulation is the origin of the term Desert of the Real, and Neo uses a hollowed-out copy of the book to hide the illegal data discs he sells before he is unplugged from The Matrix.
Oh.
You thought he might have been unplugged from something else, but nah, it was just The Matrix.
Yeah, or like unplugged like from like news or like source or like social media.
Now, Neo's
like,
acoustic set is to die for. His unplugged set is so good.
Neo unplugged.
And don't worry, we'll give many of your planets the chance to die of them. We don't listen to hacker podcasts.
But I lost my hacker gloves and then my fingers caught on fire when I was listening.
I am the mainframe.
That's true.
I already know everything they're gonna say. Because they gleaned it from me. Can't hear you hacking the planet.
Too busy hacking, biohacking, neurohacking, human hacking.
Are you hacking, son?
Hacking trees and things, hacking away.
You got the hole for the thumb. You don't need hacker gloves. But do you know when vamps, but also when vamps?
When vamps. Krampus.
You know, these are questions.
Vamps. Hashtag.
I have a different question, though, which is who is winning our game of trivia tonight? Here we go on the podium. In third place, it's King Klon. In second place, Cloud Atlas Bart. And in first place, who is it? Who's our winner? It's Anna Matrix 2.
Matrix 2.
V for Fluval in fourth, and Cypher Walk Run, despite a lead for most of the game, has fallen to fifth in the final standings. Oh, there's you can share the podium now.
What?
There's a share link. You can get a share link for the podium now.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I'm gonna do it.
Like when it is like what?
What do you mean?
Real claps, not Matrix claps. Real claps. Real claps. Oh, you can post it on social media.
Yeah, you can post it on social media, and it just takes you to the podium.
That's so strange.
I think this isn't work. This isn't doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna get out of this. But you know what is doing what it's supposed to do? That's right. It's our planet-destroying laser. So buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy, because Kansas is going bye-bye. Congratulations to Animatrix 2 and Animatrix 2. If you... Hey, Blogtoven, at least it doesn't give you points when you get an answer wrong. And Animatrix 2, send your address to interns Forrest or Emily, and we will send you a prize. And it may get there.
It
will be sent. It will go somewhere.
Eventually, something will end up.
It is. Oh, you were actually Animatrix 2. Okay. You missed Crowd Per Chaos. Perhaps we'll have to bring back Crowd Per for a specific one-off. Intern check out Bound, but don't expect an action-packed pace.
Good to know.
And they didn't pioneer a whole camera rig for Bound either.
How many sex scenes? Like, how much sex am I gonna have to sit through?
Well, I'll tell you, the sex scenes have a whole section on the Wikipedia.
Okay. Well, I mean, I thought that was just because they were, like, done ethically before, like, the idea of ethically doing sex scenes in movies was, like,
just 1.5, says the Argyle.
Oh, okay. I can sit through that.
You're right, it is purely because they were done ethically. Because it was... The sex scenes were choreographed.
Is it a sex movie? Because in that case...
The sex scenes were choreographed by feminist writer and sex educator Susie Bright. The Wachowskis were fans of Bright and sent her a copy of the script with a letter asking her to be an extra in the film. Bright loved the script, particularly as it was about women unapologetically having and enjoying sex. Disappointed by the lack of description in the sex scenes, she offered to be a sex consultant for the film, and they accepted.
Wow.
The main sex scene set in Corky's apartment was filmed in one long shot. The Wachowskis believed the continuous shot would be more realistic than several shots edited together. And although it was intended to be a closed set, there were actually many people present moving the walls of the set in order to allow full movement of the camera around the actors.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a really interesting way to do that. Flirty fingering.
It was rated R for strong sexuality, violence, and language. Interesting. It got accolades. It has music. It has a legacy.
Just like you.
Just like me, Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire. And we will add on to our legacy next week with another all-new episode of Grand Trivia, which it looks like is slotted to be another episode of Marvel Trivia because Black Panther Wakanda Forever hits theaters.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
And then
that's some slander.
There's going to be another big franchise coming up after that you won't want to miss. You won't want to miss.
You won't want to miss it. You won't.
You'll want to catch all the episodes about that franchise. If you catch my drift, you got to catch them all.
All of them. Catch every single one.
But we'll see you next week for another exciting episode all about Marvel Trivia, which is kind of Vamps because it's the home of Morbius, the living vampire. And yeah, we'll blow that one up. And we'll see you next week We have your coordinates.
Here he comes. Swimming closer than farther away. Fluval.